Okay, so what are you what are you navigating?
Um, hey, what am I navigating?
Yes, what are you navigating?
Um, I am navigating, um, as always, being a mother, but also I'm navigating interpersonal relationships and growing my ethic to be a person who calls in instead of calls out. Um, and it's hard, and I
So
think it's
deep.
yeah, but yes, I am deep. Um,
I love that I'm saying it's so deep. Yes.
And I think the other thing I'm navigating is like, well, with that, dang, I lost my train of thought. Navigating my interpersonal.
Sorry.
Oh, call in and call out.
You said it's hard.
Although what I was about to say was, so I'm navigating the idea of calling in versus calling out, which like the concept of like the concept of school seems so secure. The the idea that like instead of like you did this and that, the calling in of let's expand, let's go deeper, let's call in, like let's bring people back into community instead of like, because it's the opposite of cancel culture. And I've been following this lady on TikTok. I think she uses she her pronouns. Queer, yeah, queer rich. Her name is Queer Rich Auntie on Instagram, TikTok, all the things. And she's been challenging me on this whole I think I've talked about this already. The idea of
What she do?
I just took a whole poop.
Like
Get
next to
off.
you?
Like, get off. Do not touch that. Do not touch it. No. No. No.
No, she took a poop next to you.
She went into the other room and came back and now I smell it.
Gotcha.
Stop it. So navigating, trying to not cut off, right? But also navigating like Nyla. Stop.
Cause your baby daddy don't really care. She's so precious with the peer pressure.
You showing out.
Couldn't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis. She had hair so long that it looks like weave.
Oh my gosh.
Cut it all off. Now she look like Eve. She be dealing with some issues that you can't believe.
Where is the village?
Right.
It's not funny.
Oh,
I don't know what to stop with.
Schnickaboo.
And you stink.
Do you need to pause it? We can pause, I promise. If you need to change her,
So much for your patience.
I promise
I
it's no
love.
big deal. Hell, we can also, girl, listen. I have no clients. I'm gonna be poor this month, so when I tell you, no, nobody prepares you for it. They've been telling me this for years that the summer it gets thin. So
What happened last summer?
that's the thing. I think I was just arrogant. I was like, oh, I'm just so good of a therapist. I'm not even joking. I was like, I'm great of a therapist. This summer, baby, I've been seeing maybe 5 people. Because I'm just about to say, girl, I'm free tomorrow. I'm free.
My coworker said the same thing about the summer though.
Yeah, and the problem is everybody want kids, and I have made I don't do kids. Everybody like, and I was like, even doing I was like, I'll just get some more contracts at a couple places, but everybody used to hiring for. I'm not seeing no kids. Y'all can hang that up. So I'm just living off savings. Okay.
No, well, you got savings. That's a luxury. Okay, that's a
But
luxury.
this why you can't buy houses. But this why you can't buy houses. Girl, it's a vicious cycle.
Okay, I'm gonna go change her diaper. Thank you so much. Leave all this in. Leave all this in. This is authenticity. Like
You were saying that you were navigating, yes, forgiveness or
I'm
calling
navigating.
in.
Yes, calling in interpersonal relationships, trying to stay committed to an ethic of calling in versus calling out. I'm not good at it all the time at all, like at all. So yeah. And buck it up against this whole cancel culture idea because it's rooted in white supremacy and all the things. And if we are going to be communal and a communal people, then we have to embrace conflict and we have to embrace conflict resolution. If I'm going to be someone who teaches and professes healthy relationships, then I have to also embrace conflict resolution. And sometimes it's hard and I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah.
if I be completely honest. So that's what I'm navigating right now. Being the
It's so
example.
strange you say that because I was listening to the Trevor Noah podcast this morning. He had Jon Stewart on there, and they were talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but they brought up this, and Trevor Noah mentioned how he finds this same struggle in, like, they were talking about politics, but in more liberal circles, and how he was like, as much as we like are frustrated with Republicans and right-leaning people, he gave them their credit in this space at how easily he found that they're more willing, not always, but a little bit more willing to forgive and more willing to be like, oh, well, I welcome you back in the fold. And he attributed it to the fact that they have that religious piece, because he was like, he's not really religious, but that religious piece of like, oh yeah, because the Bible is littered, because he used the example of how they were able to see past all Trump's blatant disregard for anything Christian, but he would say that how they would always be like, well, yeah, because the Bible is littered with flawed men who would be professing this imperfect or perfect scripture or perfect, word of God or whatever. And so he basically hearkened to like the faith system that made it more easy for them to be like, I can't judge, but only God can judge, kind of a thing. So anyway, I'm not saying that they have a monopoly on forgiveness, but I will say I did like that hearkening for a second, because it did make me realize that like that is relatively secular. We do have the ethic of faith in us that makes us be like, no, actually, there is redemption and there is room for forgiveness,
Right.
not just because because people are worthy of it, but because there is something deeper that connects us and bonds us and makes us worthy of it too. And that created us too. So that's beautiful. And
Yeah.
thank you for the deepness.
And I think with that, I struggle with like, okay, and what's the cutoff? Because while we struggle with
Mm-hmm.
cutoff, I struggle with the idea of cutoff culture and that we shouldn't cut people off. Like, what is the okay now that you're really like unharmful person? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like you're not changing, or you're not this,
Yeah.
or you're not that, or
Mm-hmm.
your views are adamantly opposed to my being,
Mm-hmm.
and like,
Mm-hmm.
and what is that? You know?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I think that's the part I struggle with. But at the first step, we will try conflict resolution.
No, seriously. But remember what we always say. I think it's such a difference between like reconciliation and restoration. And I think,
Mhm.
and I think that's and I'm not even like trying to answer. I'm saying I think that's what comes to mind when I think about that. Like, do we need to restore it, or do I just need to forgive you for my own peace? And like and then in applying that to different situations. And I also think, if I had to think scripture, then I'd be thinking about like the 70 times 7,
That's
which
exactly what I
just
was
means, yeah, which just means continual. Like, it's not the literal numbers. It's using the word 7 because it's like the starting over, new beginnings. Well, 8 is new beginnings, but completion. So meaning like complete, do it again, complete, do it again, complete, do it again. That's why that means that. I mean, that's why it's saying that. So it's essentially saying you never stop forgiving. But people always think that means just like, so they can just keep doing me wrong. No, it's more like your heart posture will always be in a place of not holding on to malice, but that doesn't mean that you give them room to keep harming you. Rather, it just means that your heart posture will forever be in a good place with God. So anyway, going back to that, reconciliation does not mean restoration thing. But it is complicated though. Yeah. But yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. I love it.
What are you navigating, Raven?
Honestly, the Middle East, I'm talking about deep, and then I'm gonna go deeper.
Right. Because I'm like, what did I miss?
Girl, Israel bombed Iran. And I just, again, this is not a political podcast, but I just
They're
cannot
just gonna wipe
take
out
it.
everybody?
Girl, they didn't, but okay, sorry, I'm being dramatic. But at the time of this podcast, they have been exchanging missile fire back and forth. Obviously, they are way more capable, meaning Israel. They are way more like armed with more weapons, essentially,
Yeah. Yeah.
to tear them down and to beat them. Um, but Iran has been fighting to the degree that they can fight back, because every other week they talk about, oh, Iran has a nuclear bomb, and they're 2 weeks away from beating us with a nuclear bomb. Said that in 2012, 2013, 2010, 2009, 2007. Every other month they say they this close, they 2 weeks away, they 1 week away, they like, but it's always because they just want to take over the region. We've always just tried to just take over the region because if you know, Christians, we actually rely on this like our it's a whole thing. I don't want to get that's so corny. Sorry. My whole point is like, the whole Armageddon thing. Like the Jews have to, in order for Jesus to come back, the Jews kind of have to have the whole region, own the whole region in order for Jesus to really come back. That's so the reason why you have Christian Zionism is because Christians, like our faith technically relies on our faith to do the full culmination relies on the Jews to own the whole region in order for Jesus to return, like the whole Armageddon. Anyways,
Clarity, you're being sarcastic, correct?
no. That's
Like,
yeah. I don't. But that's not what. Like, yeah. That's not. I don't believe that we'll be raptured. Yeah. I don't believe in. I don't believe. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
this
I
is
don't believe.
necessary for this to happen.
Yeah. No. That's no. You got to have some real education to be debunked from all that nonsense. Nevertheless, I say all that to say, a lot of Republicans right now are like, well, actually, to be fair, a lot of Republicans are, decrying it and are mad that we've gone to war because Trump swore up and down that he was going to be the anti-war candidate, and they swore up and down that's why they voted for him. And look what's happening now.
Oh, so we are going to war.
Oh yeah. Oh well. Oh yeah. That's what I was about to say. I'm gonna edit all this. Sorry, because I really am like disoriented by it right now. But as of right now, as of literally right now. So last night, Trump he tweeted that he literally said, I think it was like if I were you, I would leave. Pray for the Middle East. That was probably good because I needed to not get on that tangent. Pray for the Middle East. I'm sad.
Yeah. Well, that's really. But what did the tweet say?
He said, "Can we just pull it up? Actually, just 2 seconds because it won't take long." He just literally said, "If I were you, I would get out of Tehran right now." Mind you, Tehran is the capital of Iran. Imagine if somebody imagine if what's his name, Vladimir Putin said, "If I were you, I would get out of New York City right now." Like think about like the. Hold on, I'm just gonna read. I know, and Iran should have signed the deal. I told them to sign because we've been going back and forth with a nuclear deal because he got out of the one that Obama signed us into, which he shouldn't have because that was the closest we was gonna get to peace because they were not building a nuclear weapon. Like, okay, whatever. He said, Iran should have signed the deal I told them to sign. What a shame and waste of human life. Simply stated, all caps, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran. Over Twitter, he threatened everyone should immediately, and he said that last night. Now, mind you, he said that yesterday, Now, mind you, that at the time that he tweeted that, it was 2 a.m. in Tehran last night when he tweeted. So imagine, again, you land in your bed in the capital of your city, and
right.
how petrifying that it will give me chills. Like you just, can you imagine like and what the reason to give me chills, and I'm done for real, is because I was again, y'all know, I was on that white man stuff for such a long time in every way. So even in my foreign policy and the way I thought about the world too, I used to see everything through a danger lens, but when you really start to understand the world and travel the world too, you be like, you see people as people, and then you be like, right. You can put yourself in, if you live somewhere that was just at risk of just randomly being, boy, the level of fear. And so if you can look at the videos, the highways in the middle of the night last night in Tehran were like jam-packed. They ran out of gas and everything because this man tweeted. Girl, it's evil. Like the levels of evil, bruh. Bro,
And what's on my for you page is like everybody like that girl who got steak and lobster in the army, and they like, who we about to go to war with? Like, you're about to get deployed. Like, do you understand that?
Yeah. Yeah, and exactly. Cause he finna put, and that's so he left the G7 summit. Like abruptly because I think they're about to announce. I'm not even joking. So that's what I was okay. All that to say, at the time of this podcast, we haven't announced it yet, but I think they're going to announce it by tonight that we are going to be putting boots on the ground. I think we're going to be, yeah. And all the white boys.
How many wars have we lived through? How many wars have we lived through?
Us? Yeah. Just us? Geez. In our lives too. in our lives too, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, pray for the Middle East. I feel so bad. I just feel so bad for them people, man. Like, and I just literally mean everybody. Like, to live in that region is just, I couldn't imagine. And also, I saw a tweet or something today. I pray for all the future Gold Star mothers that's about to be, the moms who like that we know finna lose sons and kids, people who eventually is about, like, needlessly at that. But we're about to go into, or we basically are in recession, and wars bring money. So that's the only reason this is even happening. But anyway, so yeah, God bless us. God bless us. That's what I'm navigating, helping us get through this. The people just see whoever our audience is, again, because as it's still building, whoever our audience is, like, I God bless y'all, because I hope we really don't, like, we deep and we fun though. We be having fun. We talking about forgiveness and war. We opened the podcast with forgiveness and war.
I'm trying. That's what I'm navigating. I mean, every day I could be navigating dealing with Frederica. Like,
we give you what we got. Okay? We give you what.
Okay, let me do a do-over. This ain't even finna be that deep. This finna be deep. It's finna be deep too. Like I was finna say, moving to a predominantly Black neighborhood, and I'm in love with the fact that I'm just like the ratio flip-flopped. I mean, completely flip-flopped. But also I'm like, you're reminded of all the things that Blackness, like all the reminded of all the. Let me say this. Okay, so I will say this: they have this cute pizzeria around the corner, like walking distance from the house.
Okay.
Cute. There's Black-owned stores up and down the street.
I love
Like,
that.
I love it. Oh my gosh,
well, I'm coming to visit.
So cute. And then at the pizzeria, they had this car show sign up for Labor Day. I said, okay, black, okay. But then when you go to Kroger and it's like you're reminded of the bad stuff of that comes with being Black. Like, the first time I went to the Kroger, this dude was literally cussing this girl out because she took his parking spot. And I'm like, oh, I live in a Black neighborhood for real.
Yeah.
But then so I'm just like, I love it. And I also am just like, you can't. So I understand when Black people make it, why they will not necessarily live in a Black neighborhood, because now you live in a neighborhood that reminds you of yourself, reminds you of your family, like, and you are if you have any type of like conscience, is that the word, conscience, towards like bettering your people, that's a reminder every day, because you're at home with the, like, you live among the regular, the common, but also it's the Black, like, this is Black, like,
yes, honey.
you can't take the good without the bad.
You can't. Yeah.
And I mean, I still love it. Like,
yeah, you just make it peace.
Kids walking up and down the street, like, the kids play. Now, I will say, the kids playing on the playground, like, my baby's trying to play on the playground. Can y'all take y'all's teenage shelves off the the slides? But also, like, they need somewhere safe to play too. True. Like, so
it's the devil you know versus the devil you don't. It becomes that a matter of that. Yeah.
And they just being kids, flirting 100%. With each other and all this stuff.
Which is truly, though, on that really quick, that is where, when we be talking about politic and like, what's your politic, that's why you have to have that solid politic, that solid conviction. So that way, when you do have those moments where, like, oh, baby, I live in a Black neighborhood, but you be like, oh, but my politic, like, because when you can resort back to your politic when those moments get real heightened and you get exhausted and you feel like, oh, you be like, but you already know. And so you can rest on the things that you know and not the things that you're seeing or you're experiencing.
Yeah. So that's lighter, but still deep.
No, baby, this is a deep podcast. I was only saying that to just encourage the audience. You didn't need to give us another. I'm glad you did. But listen, we're okay. We'll be okay. They'll be okay.
They'll be okay. Yeah, I'm sorry I take it deep. Like, I'm sorry we take it deep. I don't actually apologize. I don't know how to do that. It's also something I'm navigating, is when you have a constant view of like politics and ethic and all the stuff that's just constantly in your head. And it's like, no, sometimes I can't separate the statement from the actual politic I
Yeah.
think of or believe or
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
There are also people
And I don't know
who
if and I'm
perpetually
actually
exist.
navigating. I'm also navigating how to not apologize for having an ethic that is constantly in my head, but also not being able to like separate it,
Mm-hmm.
not apologize for it
Yeah.
because yeah, and I know that it like is constantly like I know when people have I'm literally navigating this right now, like when people are like have conversations with me like I'm gonna take it there. Like I
Yeah.
don't know how to turn it
Yeah.
off, and I don't know what to do with that. Sometimes, so I'm also navigating that.
But what I was going to say is think of the amount of people that perpetually don't exist in this space and how much those people like outweigh us, if I'm being honest. Like the amount of spaces of people just wanting to, I just want to chill. I just want to be happy. I just want to be free. Which, okay. And I actually do think those spaces need to exist, deserve to exist. Cool. And so what I'm saying is equally as much people like us need to exist, deserve to exist, must also exist. And if we're being honest, this is also equally as fun for us. I mean, I can't speak for you, but I'm almost, yeah, okay, right. Okay, I can't.
I
I
love
can't. This
sparring.
is fun. This is entertainment. Like,
Sparring.
so, to each their own, period.
I love the sparring. I love
Exactly.
the resources. That's why we make the podcast.
Intellectual vigor is a sport. What? Huh?
Literally.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, on the What's on the Agenda podcast, we like to talk about the nuance and we like to talk about social, political, emotional, financial, no, spiritual issues that impact Black women. So, on today's agenda, what do we have, Raven?
What do we have today? We are reflecting on daddy stuff because I know I'm gonna put
You are the father.
because or what's the Darth Vader one from? Okay, never mind.
Luke.
Luke, you are the father. Because it is post Father's Day, and I'm glad we're doing it after because so hopefully everybody got their stuff out and we can do some reflections. Um, but no, yeah, it's post Father's Day, and we were thinking about some of our own personal stuff, but not even just like from our own dads, but even just like experiences with Black women and men in general, men in the context of fatherhood, and then how fatherhood plays a part in how men show up in our lives and how we engage with men, and even how we engage with like our children's fathers, our brothers, and just the whole nine. And so we just kind of wanted to have a well-rounded conversation about dadhood in relation to Black women, from a personal perspective, from a collective perspective, and all of the things in between that space. So if you want to add more context to it before we jump into the topic, we can, or also we can just hop in.
Sure. The only context I can bring that I will bring is that I text Raven on Father's Day and was like, we should talk about daddy issues. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that because I actually do respect what is it? Conflict resolution. And I'm not just gonna call my daddy out on a podcast without him having the ability to resolution.
Right.
But the daddy issues are present, and didn't realize that I thought I beat them. I thought I beat the addiction. Like I thought I was not that girl. I thought I was the Black girl who loved her daddy and all that. That's my sister's stuff. That ain't me. Actually, you got some daddy issues. And I'm navigating all those things. And maybe we'll talk about them deeper on the podcast, but I can't say if y'all want to extrapolate. I got that from the edit this morning because you were saying extrapolate. If y'all can put two and two together. My father has 4 children, with my mother, and then he has 2 children outside of my mother. So if y'all want to put two, like it's not that it's cheating and all the things and all the stuff. So yeah, so it's kind of difficult to wade through that. I'm also the youngest, so I was shielded from a lot of stuff with my father, and now that my eyes are like open and I have an ethic and a politic, and like now I can see things, I'm like, oh no. Oh no, my whole life is a sham.
Not a sham. Be heavy, child.
Yeah, so yeah, but I still text my daddy, "Good morning, Happy Father's Day, I love you." The next day, I wait. I did wait till the next day and say, "What we gonna do about my car? I need my car fixed." But I do call my daddy more than just needing money and stuff like that. But I did wait and let him have his day. But that's where the context came from, is that I was just like, what we talking about this week? Always what we talking about this week. And that's how it came up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know what's funny you say that, because as we just hop right in, the more I think, okay, I was about to say I don't have that sort of a relationship with my daddy at all, like the whole call about the car and that sort of a thing. But the older I get and the more things are shifting, things within him are shifting, I can tell that he actually wants that. But the problem is, so it's not even, he wants that. And I'm not even going to lie, on this public platform, I probably could produce that in him, right? But the problem is, for literally years, he was this menace, like this horribly evil menace. Just got, oh God, what? Are we doing this? Jesus Christ. Well, we're doing this in real time. We're keeping all this in, but
Menace is funny though.
yeah, because I'm like, I don't even know what the heck I'm doing right now. But in all seriousness though, yeah, like he really, I know for a fact, like if I called my daddy right now and was like, oh, something car, something, he would actually be excited, and I actually think he would like that. But like, it's so much pride there, like, because he was just horrible. He was horrible. And like, and the thing is, and the reason I know he would like it is because now it's like oh yeah, I don't got to do no fixing of the past. Now I could just like, ha ha ha. Now I can just come, and it's like, no, you can't. No, you can't. No, that's not how it's gonna work. No, I don't need you. Actually, no. Father's Day it used to be tough. It's not tough anymore. Sometimes it used to be tough for me, but now it's just like, like I'm used
Another
to it.
Sunday.
I took my mama out to eat only because
You one of them, girl.
but not even on no, because my mom was a better father to me than my daddy was. It was not even on that. I was just like, I'm hungry. I always go to my mom's house on Sunday, and she was like, let's go out to eat. I was like, yeah. So we did, but
Oh, that's hilarious.
girl, the edits. But okay, I have a question for the floor, so we can orient this conversation. My struggle with the father conversation in the Black girl community is I equally feel the struggle that Black men have gone through as Black men, and like feel bad for them, and so I want to have more mercy and grace, even though they haven't necessarily shown up and been the best in the ways that we needed them to be. And I feel that personally and collectively. And I also feel this like drawing for I also feel like, yeah, but that's not my job to cater and coddle whatever you went through at the expense of myself, because I didn't get a dad, and I didn't get a dad experience or the healthy male experience. And so am I supposed to just forsake that just so you can feel good? Like, yeah, I don't even know if that makes sense. I don't know. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, I think it's like, it's the conversation that's always like, well, the conversation that is, well, he didn't grow up with a dad. Okay, neither did I. Like, so, you have daddy issues, I have daddy issues.
Yes.
Like,
No, you just summarized it. That's it.
Because you don't have a dad in the house. Like, just because you don't have a dad in the house doesn't mean you can be, I learned how to beat women from my mama's boyfriend because my daddy went around. Okay, like, you know now that that's not okay. So go to the hospital, go to the therapy, and figure out how to be done with that. There's a song. I think it's it's so bad. It went viral on TikTok, and the song basically says, your mama didn't teach you how to suck, but you can suck. And it's like, okay, your daddy didn't teach you how to do X. Like, so it's like, the basis was like, she didn't teach you how to do that, but you can suck penis. So learn how to cook and clean.
Period.
Okay, same concept.
Period.
Your daddy didn't teach you how to fuck women, so but you still do.
You figured it out.
So
you figured it out.
You didn't know. Somebody taught you how to do something. So learn how to cut the grass or learn how to, I don't know. Yeah. Uh, yeah, but I don't want it to be a man versus woman conversation because I think we all suffer from us not having fathers present.
That's true. That's true.
And that's the reality. But I do think like when we're doing our pre-show that what you were saying was that there's more males present and what that can do and what that is doing. For like when I was writing Desmond's Father's Day card, like I told him like you're healing something in me because like watching him be a father and be present, like I don't remember. And granted, if me and Desmond are together 10 years from now, she's not gonna remember her daddy showing up to the emergency room or being at doctor's appointments and stuff like that. But I don't know if my daddy was ever there for those moments. And now being a mother and knowing the weight that a mother carries and then having to do all that by themselves, like I cannot imagine what my mother was going through. And then that's the anger I feel of you let the woman who you created your children with do this by herself, you know? But anywho, what that does to me, like simultaneously while it's healing something, it makes me sad because you have these moments of reflection, like, dang, like I didn't have this, like this not my reality, like, and how beautiful it is that my child will have this, and will have a present father, and even if we're not together, I wholeheartedly believe that he will still be a very present and active father.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's kind of like, and no, I'm not. I like Desmond jokes around that I be jealous. Oh, he might not be joking actually, but I'm not jealous. I'm not like, but it do be hurting that that she has a father that's there.
They're there. Yeah.
They're there. And yeah.
Wait, really quick. I said they're there because there is a difference too, right? Like we both know our dads. And but there is a difference. And it's so weird how time works. Because the luxury that we even have generationally, like different from previous generations, is we get to like be so connected to each other in like because of social media and stuff, and so that we get to see like different versions of fatherhood, and like we get to see that deadbeat construct kind of fall away because it's like, oh, you'll be publicly shamed for that. And so like, oh, I want to be active. We get to like watch dad videos of daddy daughter stuff and all the things. And so anyway, I say that to say like there are just more examples of the cutesy, funsy things to do with your kids. And so dads get to feel all of the frills of doing it and not feel lame for doing that kind of stuff in ways that it just wasn't present or able back in the day. And so as a result of that, you're right. Frederica will just have this ability to have a closeness that will move beyond maybe the whatever minimal closeness you were able to have with your dad. And when I say minimal closeness, meaning like you knew him and he was there, but maybe you knew him and just he was there in the sense of like, yeah, get these shoes off the floor, and then that was kind of like it, but nothing like close or nothing like the little daddy daughter stuff or the funsy energy or whatever. Like,
stop.
No, but anyway, yeah, I'm just saying like that intimacy, like, man, I couldn't even, because that old school parenting before this era, they had to just be so rigid and so cold, because that was really the thing that my daddy suffered from. He was just a 50s dad. He wasn't born in the 50s, but I just mean he was just a product of his time, like cold, rigid, unattached. Kids are just burdens that you just kind of got to take care of, and you don't engage with them.
Right. I mean, this one ends.
Yeah, literally. Like, you are just something that I just, oh shoot, I netted you out, so I have to well, so I just have to take care of you. Like, no.
I was thinking about how people used to have kids to tend to the farm.
No, you give birth to workers. You give birth to workers. Literally. Yeah. Like, and so he literally treated us like that. Like, like there was never a time in my life, this gonna sound way more sad than what I'm meaning for it, but it's just true. There was never a time in my life where I didn't feel like an inconvenience to my parents. Like just like you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm sorry I exist. But if we're being honest, that's most Black. It's not even, that's what I'm saying. I hope it don't sound more sad, but that's most Black people. It just be like, oh.
Right. Sit down somewhere.
Right.
Stop talking. Stop moving.
You get home from school and stop breathing if you could. Like, it's just, and then which is why, like, when they be like, oh, you have kids, and I'd be like, no, ma'am, good. Oh my God, that is so mean. How would you say that to somebody? But it's like, yeah. So anyway, she's not gonna know that because, yeah, like y'all had a kid, and y'all wanted to, and then like y'all partnered each other, and then you bought like a desire. Anyway, yeah, it's just beautiful.
I was also, when you were saying there, I was also thinking about the difference between a present, inactive father versus somebody who just comes home, turns the TV on, blah, 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 blah. And then like, and that's the difference between like growing up in a 2-parent household. Like, 2 parents can be sitting right there and hate each other. 2 parents can be sitting right there and not talk to their child or interact with their child. And I will say, to the credit of this generation of fathers, how you were saying like they'll be publicly shamed if they are deadbeats. Like, I would say, like, even though they weren't taught, I think they are, this generation as a lump is trying to, and there's statistics of like more active fathers being active. So I say, like, I give them that credit that even though they might not be perfect at it, they are trying.
For sure.
And I think that's beautiful to watch because that also takes a shedding of like patriarchy and masculinity, and it takes a shedding of like old ways of thinking because when you've had 10 generations of what fatherhood looks like, and it is coming home, sitting home, like watching a beer, ain't no cooking, I'm not watching a beer, watching TV, drinking a beer, there's no like cooking for your children, there's no bath time, there's no my gosh, I remember when I was pregnant and Desmond was in the academy, she was due, and he was like telling his it was the baby shower and when she was due, because he was still gonna be in the academy, and he was telling his higher ups like, I'm gonna not be available, you know? And he's like, his higher ups was kind of like, you have to get used to missing stuff. And I'm like, you're talking, I said, how old is this man? What color is this man? And he was like, probably in his 50s, and he's white. And I was like, you are talking to a generation of men who are perfectly okay with going home, missing all the recitals, missing, like, they're okay with just going to work. That's the woman's job. They probably got stay-at-home wives, whatever. And if they don't have stay-at-home wives, they still don't care because the man's role is to go to work. And I say, you're actively bucking up against a system of saying, like, I'm not going to miss the birth of my child. I'm not going to miss my baby shower because, a baby shower, that already is like a new generation for men to be at baby showers, right? A new generation.
Right.
So he looking at you like, what are you going to the baby shower for anyway? You know what I'm saying? So that within itself is a buck up against the system. No. I'm listening.
No, I just appreciate this. I love how, like, we just got to get it talking because, like, it'll take shape, because that is such a good place to pause in that. Right. The paradigm shift kind of like, it started interpersonally. It started within the homes, and then it takes shift in like workplaces and public spaces. The shift, sir, we not missing baby showers. This is equally his babies as much as it is hers. We not, if my baby is sick, no, sir, I'm going home. What are you talking about? Like, and obviously there needs to be like shared weight and taking off work and whatever. Like, but ultimately there needs to just be shift in like how we do responsibility and how we think about who's going to do what and who's going to take care of what. And I do love that. I love that you brought that up because that is so true. It's funny because I never even thought about it. Like even when I was younger, in my lifetime, men wasn't at baby showers. it was only
Mhm.
it was a very recent phenomenon, like in our age when we became a childbearing age, where men started to be, it became a norm for boys to go to the baby showers. But I remember when I was a kid and coming up, men wasn't in baby
Yeah.
showers. That wasn't a thing. Like,
I actually vote that we go back to that. I ain't gonna lie.
why you say that?
Because like y'all be bored and I just voted. I just vote to go back to it. That's all I'm gonna say is I just because I feel like so I vote that it should be gendered again. And that there can be something, but like put the men outside and like they have a barbecue and they do a diaper raffle or something. But let that be the time for women to come again together again and do the cutesy mother stuff and give the advice and all the stuff. Like let that be that.
Okay. Okay. I could see a world where that makes sense. If I'm being honest, I haven't been to a baby shower. I couldn't even tell you the last baby. Oh, yes, I can. About 2 years ago now. Yeah. It's been a minute though. Yeah. Um, but I could see an argument for that though. But I think at a very minimum though, I'm glad that we can even have
Yeah.
that conversation to where it's like, okay, but now let's go back because and the reason but seriously, it's so meaningful for me because you're so right. Going back to what you were saying about you couldn't imagine how your mom did it. Me and my mom have this conversation well, I talked to her about it. When I think about, I remember times, Morgan, I'm not playing. My mama, and she says to this day that she regrets it so much. I remember a time we were at Target. Don't shop at Target today. But we were at Target and it was this blue purse. It was me and all my siblings, and it was this blue purse that she found for me. It was Christmas time. And she stuffed it underneath. It was so cute. Oh, it was so cute. She was trying to get me this purse for Christmas. But it was all of us with her. We were all with her. So she was trying to Christmas shop for us with her. And so she stuffed it underneath like all of the coats and underneath my siblings because they were sitting inside the basket. But listen to this. And
But everybody was in on it but you.
yeah, well, but I was in on it, but she was trying to keep it from me. And mind you, I'm like 7 or 8, right? But this just goes to show how much I've always just been taking on responsibility for my like because I wanted her to be able to maintain surprise for me because I know she was excited to be able to keep that for me. It's a whole thing. But anyway, I'm literally looking at it in the basket, and my sister was trying to tell me. She was like, "Mom," and then she was like, "Whatever," hitting her. And then I was like, "What?" Trying to pretend like I didn't know because I wanted my mama to have that at 8. That level of respect, whatever. Anyway,
Oh my god.
no, but listen, I know, but
No.
yeah, you get
Like,
it
oh
right,
my
right, right.
God.
But I'm saying that to say though, you know why though? You don't because my daddy didn't you're not gonna leave all the kids with me.
Wish they with you.
Take these kids, yeah,
Right.
like you're not gonna leave the no, that's you don't like especially if it's more than like 30 minutes, if it's more than something real quick, I'm not watching all these kids. I'm not watching. That's the kind of daddy that I
Right.
had, right? Don't get me wrong, my daddy, my mama didn't pay, she bought groceries and stuff. My mama didn't pay bills. My mom, like, yeah, he paid all the bills, paid for. We had a house, stable. Like, even people be finding it so flabbergasting. I was in the same district all my life from kindergarten to high school. We never moved. They still own their house, so very stable.
Mhm.
My daddy, we never, and which is why to this day, my daddy was more like a king. Like in our house, he was the king. You don't like. She took him his plate. If we were eating on plasticware, he had to be brought his stuff on. Like it was that kind of a vibe, and so that's why to this day, we don't talk to. He just is like this distant, mean, scary figure, and like, but that's
Wow.
what you get when you do stuff like that. But anyway, going to the purse thing, I just say that because like she couldn't even Christmas shop for us because he wouldn't watch his kids long enough because I'm not because what if I got to go to work or got to do something? You're not doing that. You're not that busy. You're not that busy. You're not that busy. Anyway, yeah. So that's why that means so
Mhm.
meaningful because I'm like, men, we are equally their kids too. It's like, and
Mhm.
I just didn't grow up with that mentality. I really, really didn't.
Yeah. And that like also like you just bringing up Christmas shopping makes me think about this like we be talking about the emotional labor, emotional mental labor of like
Mm-hmm.
running a household and like when you so we had this we tried to do this thing called fair play where you told me about this
Yeah, I
where
love it. Yeah.
you bring out the cards and you divvy it up and Christmas shopping is literally in that because it's so funny because the whole idea is that when you like think about it the women really do carry the majority of the mental load. Like, so it's like, why do we have to put Christmas shopping on here? Because the women are thinking about, oh, what do they need, or what do they want, or what you listening to your children of like, oh, they said this, like all those type of things. And like, and I think if there was a next step, that would be the next step of being like a good father figure, of being a good father, is that it is still more than just showing up with the money and showing up with at the event. Like, did you help plan the event? Did you put some thought into the event? Um did you shop for the birthday? Did you do more than just like show up, right? So again, while there is a father there, are you present?
Yep. Yeah, no, and I think about what you miss emotionally when you don't get that part. When you, cuz and because it was so much, like, all of the back, like you said, one day we may give all the stuff, but if we just stand on the surface, we ain't talk about the deep stuff. If we just stand on the surface of what happened, I didn't really touch on just the lack of emotion or the stuff that I lacked emotionally until more recently. Because like that whole, like that, oh, just the call and like a tire or something. Like, I'm like, dang, I don't feel comfortable saying, I don't. Because you don't feel safe anyway. So okay, let me slow down. So when you don't do the equal labor stuff, then the man, the dad, doesn't feel like a person that is somebody who is a safe space to go to for things. You feel like this distant person that if I do need something, it's like, let me muster up courage to go to, rather than, oh yeah, let me go to this safe place that's always making sure that this labor that I needed at that time, that was always willing to expend labor for me. You get what I'm trying to say?
I thought you were going the route of when men don't take on the emotional labor of like figuring out what their child wants for like Christmas. Like, they don't get the satisfaction of, my gosh, I guessed right. You know what I mean? Because it takes a risk emotionally and a vulnerability that like they're not used to, of like even with like planning dates and stuff for their women. Like, what if she don't like it? Try. Like, figure it out. Like, and I think that men aren't necessarily taught that part of like the emotional like labor and mental labor of thinking about like, okay, what might they like? And but when you do, you get to have that moment of, oh wow, like I did that. Like, because I know I love giving gifts and being able to, like, I can't wait to be able to have Christmases where I'm like, I know she said she wanted this, but her mind wasn't even thinking about what I could have got her. And I done got it for her. And she's like, wow, I didn't even know I got this.
Can you hear me? Okay, it's Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
No. That is so. Them videos when you see the kid cry, when they be like,
Right.
oh, them videos on Christmas when they start crying. Like, whew, I saw one the other day. This little boy, he wanted a dirt bike, and they bought him a toy dirt bike, basically. And he was like, thank you. No, this one's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He was grateful, but you can tell he was like, thank you. It was a toy one and not a real one. But behind him, they had the real one, and then they did like this, vroom vroom. They revved it up, and then they had it behind him, and he broke down in tears. It was just so beautiful, like to see your little child cry because they like, dang, mom, how could you have like that's such beauty? And that's what I'm saying. But no, you are kind of speaking to what I'm saying. Like, that's how you create emotional safety with your child. And I will actually take this another level. So I was on Facebook on the end of Father's Day, and actually I was talking to Chuck. And because I was like, man, restaurants is going to be crazy. He was like, no, they're not. That's Mother's Day. You tripping. No, Father's Day don't be like that. It don't be like that. And I was on Facebook. I saw the jadedness. And then I started thinking about it, and I was in my feelings a little bit for them. But then I thought about it, and I'm thinking about what you just said here. That's why y'all don't want to do the emotional. Oh, you said don't make it gender. I'm sorry.
No, I meant don't make it like the man struggle versus the woman struggle. No, that's like,
but this is what
y'all don't.
I saw the jadedness from men on Father's Day, and I understand it, but let me give context to it. Yeah, men do give a lot to their families, especially the sacrifice that it requires to take care of families financially and providentially. Absolutely. And that should not go unrecognized. However, there is another layer to fatherhood and parenthood there that has to be acknowledged, especially if you want that level of emotional connectivity that many fathers want on days like Father's Day. The level of acknowledgement that you want to get, like moms get on Mother's Day, is because on Mother's Day, we're thinking about the ways that mom come to your bed when you're sick. We're thinking about the ways that moms think about you in ways that, like you said, Morgan, a minute ago, that you couldn't even have thought about a need that you had, and she pre-thought about a need that you had in ways that you wouldn't have been able to think about because she had you on her mind in specific ways that you weren't even really necessarily capable of thinking about. She thought about you intricately. I'm trying to think about the best way to articulate it. Like it's 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 an emotional connection. It goes beyond just provision. It goes beyond just material provision. When you want to tap into somebody's heart place, go ahead, because I want to make sure we get this right.
No, I was saying it goes beyond money. It goes beyond like, and I was also going to say like men definitely remind you that they did the thing. Like, so women get the Mother's Day, all the things because they don't get the recognition throughout the year.
Yes, selfless, thankless. Yeah,
right. So they get, and then people and I would argue that the Mother's Day is more of guilt than anything, that they feel guilty that, oh shoot, I didn't even say happy Mother's Day, or I didn't even say thank you all year for all the things she's done for us, and I'm walking around like a king all year, reminding you of, you didn't do this and you didn't do that and I did this and I paid the bills and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I was also going to say, when you were saying like Father's Day is and Mother's Day, I was telling Desmond, I was like, this is actually the perfect time to go buy a grill, because Father's Day, that's what goes on sale. And he was like, we don't get the same kind of deals. We was both, me and his mother was like, the stuff that goes on sale for Father's Day is the stuff that men want. And I literally looked up like, what are the things that go on sale for Father's Day, and it's grills, technology, stuff like that. And I'm like, and for women, it's household appliances, spa stuff, like stuff that women would like.
It just,
or mothers.
It just is. Yeah. No, I'm. If you want recognition, like you got to be willing to do the work. And you're so right, because even when I think about, my daddy used to every single day, even when we would get a bad grade, he would like literally show us bills, like. No, I'm not, girl. Oh God, this is not therapy. It's not therapy. This is not therapy. No, the amount of times my daddy threw bills in our face, Morgan, the amount of times.
What's the bill got to do anything?
Ma'am, I'm still figuring that out. But yeah, the amount of times my daddy threw bills in our face, as if that, like, thank you so much for paying gas. Like, yeah. So anyway, yeah.
It was, I asked you to do one thing, and that's get good grades.
Like, so yeah, so saying that to say, like, you gotta be willing to go the extra mile. And I'm glad you did mention the fair play thing. I really, really highly suggest that book, that game. If as a couple, young couples, or couples in general who got young children or children in general, and trying to figure out how to evenly spread out the work so that moms or dads, whatever, aren't just overloading themselves, and the mental load of family rearing and family planning and doing all the work of the household isn't falling on one person, so that you can have that emotional connection with your kids equally. Because I'm telling you, when it's just falling on one person, that's going to be felt. And when you get into your adulthood, and I think that's what we're getting at, you get into your adulthood, you're going to feel the difference. And like, oh, why they only, I have clients like that all the time, like couples that'll come in and like, she turns the kids against me, or the kids, they always just on her side. I see this all the time. And I'd be like, well, sir, I mean, do you talk to them? Do you do stuff with it? Like, me and just be thinking, yeah, but I took care of them. Sir, you can't get in a relationship with money. I don't know what you want us to say. Like, yeah. Oh, girl. I don't even know what this episode is about.
It's about. It's complex.
It's nuance. It's about. Did you say it's about? Yeah, Father's Day was fun. It was something. And these were our reflections from Father's Day. Truly.
I will say, I'm about to make some more. I made some butter swim biscuits,
Ooh,
and I cooked breakfast. I cooked dinner. I did the things for the man.
period.
Um, and I celebrated the man for his fatherhood. Uh,
Good.
and I'm grateful for the man.
Good.
I really am.
Good.
And um, I would say, being a young parent, what's funny is it's so funny because I feel like while Desmond also is like, um, what am I trying to say? While he also is kind of always like, women don't always. It's the I'm just as much of a parent as you, and it's like, yeah, I know you are. But also he's like, when she gonna stop when she gonna stop eating everything? My response has been, we became parents on the same day. I have no idea. Like, I am just as clueless as you. Like, but it speaks to the mentality that women just
Just
automatically
know. You
know
just know.
when it comes to their
Mm-hmm.
children, and it's like I literally am googling just like I'd have no idea when she gonna stop putting stuff in her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she's throwing up right now. Like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm. That is, I know we had that conversation a while ago about the whole nurture versus nature thing. Cause I'm not kidding. Like sometimes they be so helpless that I'd be like, this gotta be biological. Like it can't be. I just can't believe that you were so socialized to be so helpless. And right now, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about in general. Like,
yeah.
but cause I'll just be like, bro, you think I'm God? Like, cause you're so right. They do just be assuming that you just like you. I- yeah,
She came out of me, but
yeah.
only I don't know. Like, once we reach the phase of eating and sleeping, she starts to be able to move. I have no idea what I'm doing. Literally, I probably a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, after she turned 1, I realized I said I probably have been starving my baby. She was biting me for like a month straight,
Really,
and I think it was because she was hungry.
really.
Because, yeah, nobody. It didn't dawn on me that milk goes from the main source of food to just a beverage, or water just goes to they want like you drink water but you eat food. Not and y'all can talk about me all throughout the comments. I don't care, but it wasn't dawning on me that she no longer needs like she was on a liquid diet,
Oh,
and I started feeding her more and she stopped biting me.
she was that girl said, please, please. Oh, Snickerboo.
My mom was like, asked you if you were feeding her breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm
And
like,
she go, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
milk, yeah, milk, and some snacks. Like it needed to be reversed. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Baby, listen, don't get me to doing it. I could only imagine how I would get a child would be eating kale. Who? Yeah, no, we don't know. We don't know. We come just as clueless, and I appreciate that. And I
Yeah,
say that because that means we equally need the help. We are not God. We know just as confused as you are, sir. She is as well. Period.
yeah,
Yeah.
lost.
Dads, we need you. All that to say, what is the takeaway from this?
We gotta get to our books first.
Yes. Yes, I
Uh,
wouldn't even.
Weekly, we do our book suggestion, and I will say probably my book is Fair Play
Yeah,
because
duh. Yeah.
even though I don't like, I don't think we follow it very well, but I do think if it was a tool that worked, and then you don't have to even read the book or play the game, you can watch the documentary. I love how she like made it
Mm-hmm.
optional for all the options.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like um the next step to great fatherhood is great
Yes.
partnership.
Hands down. You can absolutely.
I feel like I saw something on TikTok or social media or something like that and was like, um, you can't basically be a good partner. You can't be a good father without being a good partner. Because like you're not and I would say I would say the same for motherhood. You can't be a good mother without being a good partner because your children are learning from y'all's dynamic. Um and even when we think about interpersonal violence, dynamic, or we think about healthy relationships, if your children are not learning your children are with you the majority of the time, like if they're not learning how to conflict resolute, if they're not learning how to, I understand I'm probably not, what is that word? Conjunction, not
I know
conjunction,
what you're saying.
conjugating that
I
verb
know what you're
correctly.
saying.
If they are not learning how to problem
Yeah.
solve and watch y'all heal and watch y'all repair and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, then you're doing them a disservice. So I think fair play for the household
Yes.
will help people show up better. It takes away the
Yep.
gender
Yep.
of men should do
Yep.
this or women should do
Yep.
that. It's who is better at what. I hate doing this. Okay, let's rotate it out. Like that gives you those type of skills. Kind of, and the goal is to live well. Like the goal is for one person and to be burnt out. The goal is for both people to be able to balance their lives. And I'm not and speaking just beyond fair play. Like I think that should be the goal of the house, of whoever's house, is that everybody, if you love your partner, enough that you want to see them thrive in their personhood, and you want to see them thrive, like you want to see the opposite person thrive in their personhood. How can we make our household, our
Mm-hmm.
family run equitably and
Mm-hmm.
equity, I ain't gonna say equal, equitably,
Equitably. Yeah.
equitable,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is good,
um
Morgan.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because I think about me and Desmond haven't done it yet, but one thing I want us to do is literally sit down and figure out, like, how do we make our household function where we are both well. Like
Yes.
I don't want us like snapping at each other. Like I genuinely want our house to feel like a sanctuary. Like I want us to both come in here and be able to
Mm-hmm.
breathe. Like I know he works longer hours, but like how can we share the load, you know,
Yes.
so that we both can breathe,
Yes.
you know? And even if that means the luxury of like hiring out somebody to wash our clothes or something like that, like what can we do to make our lives
Mm.
easy? And yeah, well,
We so deep, but I'm not playing that. That was so beautiful. I'm gonna tell you why that just moved me, because I absolutely, first of all, shout out to you. You've really been coming with the heat with the book suggestions. I 1000% agree. Fair play. I echo all of that. And I want to add one last thing. It was really echoing what you're saying. Fair play, because I know that dads are tired of not feeling like Father's Day is equally as celebrated as Mother's Day. And the way that we fix that is not by you, is changing the script of how you guys have been taught to father. You guys have been taught to father solely
right.
through the lens of protection and provision. And we do need that, absolutely. But we also need your heart. And the only way we can get your heart is if you help and alleviate the load on that mom. Sorry, that's just the fact. We need you doing bath time too, because during bath time, yeah, it's exhausting. You're going to get water in your face and probably soap in your eye, but you also get to learn about different things and learn about your daughter's favorite toy. And then she'll tell you a secret, and then y'all will have a funny time, and then y'all will laugh, and then it'll be a funny moment. And then y'all will have secret moments, and then y'all will have those intimate moments that she'll have. And now she'll or he will have intimate moments with you that they'll share. And then they'll feel that same level of closeness with you as they feel with mom. That will make them then on Father's Day be like, let's get daddy something, because he makes me get all the frilly feels, the same feels that I get from mommy as well. It's about your heart, not just about your hand. So fair play, absolutely, because when you share the equalize the load, then you'll equalize the heart energy too, 100%. Now, with regard to what you were saying, the reason that just moved me so much is because we wasting our time on gender stuff, y'all, on the gender wars. When you said, how do we make a home, I'm paraphrasing, but how do we make a home where both of us prioritize wellness and both of us are well? Then our baby can just be happy, and we can just be happy, or not even happy, because happiness is fleeting, but we can feel joy and we can feel good about this home that we just invested our money in. And then the possibilities are limitless for us. Like now we can actually enjoy our sex and our love and our time at the park and all of the intricate small things that we do. We will enjoy them because we are at peace. Again, not necessarily happy, because that won't mean that there won't be sad days or down days, or people won't pass away. There'll be ebbs and flows in life, but ultimately we prioritize a culture in this house of peace, such that the ebbs and flows will still consistently have a theme of joy in them, because we prioritize a specific kind of a culture. That is revolutionary. And like, and it's post y'all degrees, and it's post y'all purchasing y'all house. Like, ancestors are proud. The ancestors are proud, baby. Like, I'm so deep, that makes me cry. I'm so deep, but like, I'm thinking about my granny and everything, like how beautiful. That's what we supposed to do. That's what we supposed to do. Forget all this fake gender war stuff. Oh, I hope we can clip this. Forget this gender war stuff, for real, period. That's why this episode matters. That's what this episode was about. Share the balance in the family so that dads can get the priorities that they want, because I know that they want recognition, but if you want recognition, you need to love on your babies and help the mama, period. I'm done. No, I'm just
But you know what's funny is, like, when you talk about bath times, like, you also get the giggles, which means you get the oxytocin, and oxytocin is the bonding hormone. When you start, like, stop running from that,
Yes.
like, you get to be bound to your lover and to your children, and it's like, lean into those emotions, and it's like, ooh, I know it's icky and all that, but like I keep going back to patriarch. Feminism is for everybody. I keep going back to Feminism is for Everybody by Bell Hooks. Like, Bell Hooks is talking about how she's like, I know y'all don't want to be bound to this macho-ness. Like, I know y'all, because like black men be the funniest men. Like,
funny.
And
my daddy was hilarious. Yeah.
And it, like, that comes from a shedding of pride. Like, to tap into, like, your creativeness, to tap into your erotic.
That's true.
Like, there is a shedding of, like, of the patriarchy, of masculinity, all the things, like, and when you, like, can release yourself, and that's why I'm kind of like, this why I want this house to be a sanctuary, because when you have to go home, when you have to go out, and you have to put yourself on, and you have to put that mask on, you have to put the shield on, like, you should not have to come here and that be it. Like, and but at the same time, for black people, if you have a household where black people are being loved on and stuff like that, like, regardless of gender, male, female, female, like, y'all are black in this country, like, you should be able to come home and recognize that my wife, my husband, my spouse struggles differently or the same, or more or less, but struggles, and deserves to find peace in their home, and they should be able to not feel like the weight of running this home or running this family is solely their burden to carry.
Yep. What J. Cole say? Let's finish it on J. Cole lyric. He said, I want to fold clothes for you. I want to make you feel good. Baby, I want to do the right things. They feel so much better than the wrong things. I want to fold like, literally, he basically saying in the song, I'm tired of, I want to be a husband. This is a practice of being present. There's nowhere I need to be except right here, folding clothes, watching Netflix, catching up on our shows, eating breakfast, raising bran in my bowl with bananas and some almond milk. I never thought I'd see the day I'm drinking almond milk. You soft, I want to fold clothes for, like, he just the whole song was just about, like, stop all this hard stuff. I want to be a husband and a daddy and eat raisin bran with my wife and fold clothes for her and just make my wife feel good. I don't want to do that hard boy stuff no more. It's lame. That's actually the lame thing. Like, yeah. Right. So, girl, now we get, like, no, but all seriousness, I love that we put because I really was like, oh, I hope in the edit, I was like, I hope this like, it came out perfectly. This is a great episode.
Yeah, we can wrap it up good.
That was good.
Yeah.
Girl, that was good. Great. That was good.
The book.
Read the book. Yeah, read the book. That was a perfect book. No. That book, perfect. That was, and it was perfect because it perfectly encapsulated what we were saying. I didn't think it was going to come together like that. That was good.
I truly wish that men, specifically, I don't care about the other men, specifically black men, would get free from patriarchy.
That's all it is.
Like, I want you to be able to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, keeping on the facade of, like, I'm just here to make money and protect and provide, and I can make money too.
Yeah.
And I can learn how to shoot
leave
a
that
gun
to them
too.
white
You
men.
know what I'm
Leave that to
saying?
them white men. We leave that to them white men. We don't got enough money. I know we said all the time, but if we said we don't got enough money to be trying to do, even if tomorrow you made 200 and he made 200, you still got a mama that needs you, and a daddy, and cousins who gonna need you, and a cousin who just had a baby who can't afford blah blah blah. We don't got enough money to be like, oh, generational. You stay home and no. We got money. We got generations of people that need a whole bunch of stuff that we can't afford to do the stay-at-home thing. I mean, if you can stay at home at whatever, I'm not saying you shouldn't stay at home. What I'm just saying is, let's get that out of our brains, that we'll have the luxury that white people have with regard to our finances and the comfort that they have in their homes, living in $500,000 homes while one person is working. That's not us. Sorry.
How would you? And I just again, I don't want my man.
Right. Yeah. Like, and then you never see him.
Right.
Why would you want that? You never see him, because then that'd be their stories too. Yeah, we never really saw our dad. He just was. Why wouldn't you want to see your dad? That don't even make sense. Yeah. It's capitalism.
I'm moving on to the This matters.
This was a good episode. What is the next one? Here we go. What's the next?
The heart segment. I kind of already said.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we did. I definitely think we did. I think we did. They got it. They got it.
To be able to.
Do we have a girls?
Oh, what the girls say? Oh my gosh. So not a girl, but when I went to Home for Frederica's birthday party, why did I find out that my best friend's dad watches the podcast? I was like,
ooh, wait, are you talking about?
Yeah. Ace's father. I was like, what episode?
That's what I was thinking.
I was like, what? He was like, I was looking at my podcast, and I was like, oh, and I was like,
it's okay. It's all love. Unc, we love you, Unc.
Okay. So yeah,
it's all love.
Not a girl.
All love, Unc.
But yeah, you got something for what the girl's saying?
I don't. Welcome to our new subscribers. It's at least 4 of y'all in here. We see y'all. It's at least 4 of y'all in here. So welcome to you girlies, or who's to say, actually, I don't know if it's all, so hey y'all, however you identify. Hey y'all. Welcome. Have a seat, get comfy, comment, say hello, send us an email, like or something. We want to know who's in here. And also for the people who are faithful listeners, hey y'all, what's poppin'? Get to see you too. Never want to not shout out the faithful folk.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't have any. If I did have something and y'all told me something and I forgot, I'm sorry. Charge it to my head and in my heart.
Church.
Yeah.
Did you watch the last one on YouTube? Like the one I put it? I did a few different edits. I tried to make it a little. When I have more this week, I'm gonna edit sooner because I want to watching Grits and Eggs. Shout out to Grits and Eggs. I want to make it our edits a little bit more like fun and like funny. So I'm gonna do a little bit. It just takes more time when you edit like that. But I'm gonna try to make them a little bit more whimsical. They'd be a little bit more entertaining. But I tried to throw a little bit more in the last one. So anyway, yeah.
I have not watched a couple episodes. I think I'm in a point where it's like it's becoming cringy to me to watch myself. So
It'll get there quick.
But I know I have to get out of there.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's getting cringy.
You're not wrong.
Also, last episode, sitting on the couch, I was like, So we tried another section of the house. Like, it seems cool. Unless when I watch it back, I'm like, okay, we just
no couch. Okay. Alrighty, my dear. Well, thank you, audience. Love you guys so much. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Later. Bye.